morning to everyone out there listening this morning.
Yeah, it's just good to have you. And this is coming from Unity Point Health, Allen Hospital. And we have the privilege of talking to and receiving information from Allen Community Advisors. And I just read those to you. Deborah, for more than one reason, welcome home. This is home for you.
It is, Mom.
Yeah, so
and you're like my mother, you know it.
We just want to say that we know that there are a lot of people out there who probably think that they are alone, maybe not understanding what is going on because there's been so many changes, and it's become such a political warthog, I call it. You know, it's been ugly some of the time. And but here in the state of Iowa and in Waterloo and in this building, we want to be known as trying to help the process and make sure that people have a voice, and not just this program, but that they can call in anytime, and if we can be of any help. So, Deborah, I'm so glad to see you. A million things are going through my head, so I have to really make myself concentrate on this. So we're just going to start and jump in. You are a community advisor.
Yes.
Okay, and that is under Unity Point Health, Allen Hospital, of course. And we're just going to go ahead and get started. And when Tony DiCecco and Tim Hurley get here, they'll be able to join us. So for now, as an advisor, can you tell us, Deborah, what do you do?
Okay. Well, first, Lou, again, thank you and KBBG for the opportunity to be here. I think it's, as you said, very important to have a voice in this community, and KBBG has always provided that voice for this community. Well, yes, I am one of Allen's community advisors, and Allen, Unity Point hired myself, Tony DiCecco, former Mayor Tim Hurley, to just do basically three things: to help people learn about the law, to help people understand what the Affordable Care Act I'm talking about, to talk about what that provides for people, and to help people understand how to enroll, where to enroll, and what that process is. Yeah. And that's really all our purpose is, Lou. It's not to, pretend or give the impression that we know everything there is to know, because we don't. No, there are other levels out there that can help you with that, and we'll talk about that.
Okay. Well, for sure, talking to people in the community, and again, the phone lines will be open, and you'll be able to reach us at 234-1441 should you have a concern or an opinion you would like to share with the greater listening audience. It is important that we use this time as individuals, groups, whoever, other entities, organizations, whatever. If there was ever a time when people need to know where they're going and who can help them to get there, this is that period of time that people are really unsure, Debbie,
yes,
of where they're going and how they will get there. So it's good to have this happen here at KBBG, and I hope that everybody is talking about this across the state, because it's a lot.
Yeah,
when you look at it, you just almost, oh no, what am I supposed to do with this, and who's supposed, how can I get help? And of course, that's what Allen recognized and put the three of you together in order to do that. And when all of this is over, there will be a number, will there?
Yes,
yes, so
yes.
If we don't catch you today, or we haven't answered your question or whatever, there will be a way for you to do a follow-up, so don't worry so much about that. Right. The job is to talk with people about Obamacare.
Yes.
The Affordable Care Act. Can you tell us in a few, I don't know if it can be done, but in a few words, what is the Affordable Care Act?
Well, you're right, Lou, in a few words, because there's just a lot of controversy about what the law can do and cannot do. And the main thing I think that people need to understand is that the Affordable Care Act is law, right, as we speak. So no matter what happens in Congress, trying to defund it or whatever's going on up there.
Mhm.
The fact of the matter, it's the law, since October 1st, people have been encouraged to go online or go to the 800 number and enroll. And I think I might as well, because I like to make sure that website is out there.
Okay.
www.healthcare.gov is the website. www.healthcare.gov, and the phone number for the website or the where you can get representatives to help you with the enrolling process is 1-800-318-2596. That's the number people can call. But basically, the Affordable Care Act provides insurance benefits and health care services to people who do not have coverage right now. So if you have Medicare, if you have a good plan through your employer, or if you have a private plan, we're not talking about you. The Affordable Care Act does not change that at all. However, you can go online to shop around at the marketplace, that it is called, to decide is there a plan better than what your employer may offer you. So again, in a nutshell, the Affordable Care Act just simply provides health insurance benefits and health care services to those individuals who does not have any coverage whatsoever.
Okay, so as we say, the whole reason for having this conversation is to help people have a better understanding and where they are, in the continuum. Where do I go? Who do I ask?
Yes.
And there are even people out there, Deborah, who have a fear of even asking.
Right, that's true.
Will I ask the right question?
Yeah.
How will I get, who should be helping me at this point?
Exactly.
Where can I go to locally?
Yes.
And the fact that it's not going to just unravel itself at once. That's the reason this is so important. And if you have to make more than one call, if you're not comfortable with that call, there's a lot of places that are giving information
Right.
as part of their business.
Right.
And so,
and I'm glad you said that, Lou, if I could say, because Allen or Unity Point Health, Allen Hospital, has taken a proactive step
Yes.
and realizes, and I think throughout the system across the state, they have taken the lead in understanding come October 1st, and you may have heard this already, I think 7 million people were online registering across the country.
Yes.
7 million people.
Yeah.
Allen has taken that proactive approach and said, hey, we want to get ahead of this thing. Let's help people understand that this is something you have to do, because if you don't get yourself enrolled, there are penalties involved here. And so, and I know also that Covenant is doing something, People's Clinic. So there's a plethora of groups and agencies who are out here understanding, working together. We're working collaboratively to address this issue of the Affordable Care Act, to simply make sure people get enrolled in it and understand it better.
and understand it.
Yes, yes.
When we talk about plans, there should be in some of this some information that helps you to go through which plan is better,
Exactly.
which plan is more economical, meets your needs. Those are the kind of questions that we need to be thinking about, so that we can call someone or know the questions that we should be asking, or what it is that actually concerns
Yes,
us.
yes.
Because this is really, I think, bigger than people realize.
Yeah,
And
you're
as you
right.
said, Deborah, it's here,
Yeah,
it's
the
not
law.
going away. It is the law
Yes,
supported by
ma'am.
the Supreme Court. And no matter what anybody says, we're gonna have to deal with what we have.
Exactly.
And so, there's been plenty of chances to do some different stuff, but we're past all that now.
Yes,
We're,
yes.
now we're where people, have got to make a decision on their own, and the more information you have, the better chance you have of coming out on top.
And
just,
you're
here's
right,
the rest
Lou.
of the crew.
Okay, you're right. When you talk about, individuals having a responsibility or able to decide and make a choice, that's exactly what we have here. There's two parts to this wellness plan, this Affordable Care Act. In 2012, 2013, we in the Iowa legislature passed Medicaid expansion, which is called the Iowa Health and Wellness Plan. So, and by us doing that, we've allowed maybe an additional 60 to 100,000, am I right, Tony?
Yeah.
100,000 more Iowans to get some health insurance coverage, those with incomes from 101 to 133% federal poverty level. So we have, excuse me, I said that backwards. The Medicaid expansion covers people living up to 100% poverty level, excuse me. So that's one part, and then of course the health insurance exchanges that you're talking about when you talk about, Lou, people having an option, the ability to decide where to go, and that is where the marketplace comes in place. And what people will do is go to the website, www.healthcare.gov, and set up an account, to get themselves enrolled, and then decide what plan will work best for them.
Okay. We're right in the middle of this, so hello to you.
How are you?
I'm
It's great
good.
to see you,
Yeah.
especially on a beautiful Monday.
Oh, isn't it wonderful out?
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. How lucky we are to live in Waterloo, Iowa, Cedar Falls, Iowa. Yes.
Okay, well, Tony, just take up your second to tell us more about you.
Absolutely. I was the former UNI women's basketball coach. I came here in 1995, and I coached for 12 years. Had an amazing opportunity to develop a program and build a little bit of a reputation with women's basketball at UNI. Since then, leaving them, I have started my own business. I now have the Tony D Connection, and it took me a long time to come up with that name. It was really, really hard, but the Tony D Connection, and I do motivational speaking, and my business has exploded. I am basically all over the Midwest, speaking to different types of groups and organizations, and then now I've had the opportunity to work with Allen Hospital. Jim Waterbury has put together an amazing program with their new CEO, Pam Delagardelle, and I have the opportunity to work with Deb and Tim, and this has been amazing.
Okay, well, and I wonder how many people who are listening right now, we want them to take away something that they can actually use, that will help them.
Absolutely.
And in a way that they feel safe about doing this. There has always been, and I have special emphasis, Deb, I hope you will agree with this, but we do know that in our own neighborhood, there is always, we don't quite reach that level of trust. And we have to put more time into that. It's just explained to me. Well, I did, but I didn't get it.
Right.
Can you explain to me again?
It's so true.
So,
it really is true.
Don't be afraid to ask more than once or more than one organization.
Right.
You may want to check on the organization. Are these people for real? Are they supposed to be out here doing this, So there is a certain amount of uncertainty.
Right.
That, however, this is a heck of a team, and I
It's a
don't
great
think this
team.
team,
Yes.
and probably none of the others. I'm just saying that people should not sit back, and wait for someone to come to you. You have to be a part of this.
Yeah.
If it's going to
And
work.
Lou, that's exactly why we're here. I mean, we're going around all over the service area, Allen service area. We've spoken to churches. We've met with business leaders. I mean, we're really getting out there, and we've got a lot ahead of us. And I want to just tell the listeners to put down on their calendar for next Monday, 7 o'clock, St. Paul's Church. It's a neighborhood coalition meeting where we will all three be there again with a slideshow presentation to again tell people about this, help people understand it, and then there will even be individuals from certified application counselors from People's Clinic. They're signing people up.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're doing a yeoman's job when you say Tony in terms of really getting the word out.
So next Monday night.
Yeah.
And I think one other thing that we're all touching on, there is absolutely no question, and maybe you touched on this at the beginning of the show, there's no question that there are some glitches in the system. Because I don't think anybody had any inclination that on day one, they might get 20 million hits.
Yeah.
And I don't
Exactly.
think their servers were ready for that. And one of the shows that I listened to over the weekend, they said, we're always talking about 60's the new 50 and 50's the new 40 and everything else. Well, a comment that they're really trying to get out right now is there are some glitches in the system, especially on the website. So they're trying to tell people November 1st is the new October 1st.
No.
Give us the opportunity. We're going to fix all of this. We're going to put this on some very, very large servers. They had no indication that it would be this way. And one of the things that the three of us are doing, which kind of falls right into that line, yes, we do have time. And we think right now is the most important thing to do is do your homework. Make sure you find out some information, first of all, of how the Affordable Care Act is going to affect you. The second process, as we have mentioned on all of the shows that we have done and the people that we've talked to, everything on the Affordable Care Act is going to be based on the federal poverty level. And you're either going to fall below it or you're going to fall above it. And so if you could do some homework and find out exactly where you're going to be, you could begin the process of getting your enrollment stuff done. And there's not just only the website. I'm sure, as Deb has mentioned, the 1-800 number is a very, very, very good number. And yes, you may have to wait a little bit, but having the ability to talk to somebody live really means a lot for a lot of people.
Yes, it would. As you're going, you're saying you're talking to all these different people, and business people, and church people, and everybody in between, so that people have that sense that, as you said, they're not talking to a machine. They need to talk, in some cases, they need to talk to a person. And especially, we have to be aware and conscious of the fact that we have some people who simply cannot do this.
Correct.
Right.
They just cannot do this.
Correct.
It's not that they don't want to, but they cannot do this alone.
And that is why Unity Point also, we have on site, we have Eliza Walker and Brenda Lewis. Eliza's our Ellen Hospital's navigator, and both are trained, Brenda Lewis and Eliza, are trained to help people actually enroll. While our role is not to do that, they will sit down. You just simply call 235-3737. You'll get connected to their office, and you can set up an appointment and come in and get yourselves enrolled. And, we've been talking about by phone or by website, but you can also get a paper application because not everybody has computers.
That's right.
Have access to online. You could go to DHS, and in fact, I believe Eliza and Brenda will even have paper applications there at Allen Hospital if you would rather fill it out, get it completed, and then mail it in. You can do that too. So I think, Lou, this is, the process can be as easy as you make it, but the key is that you have to take the first step. Everybody has to take the first step and, make it happen for themselves.
And I understand if you can say to our listeners, when people do enroll, what information do they need? What documentation? There's no need in calling and then you don't have,
Absolutely.
well, you have to have this and this and this, well, that
And then
means
we
I
get
have
into
to
that
call
frustration
back,
mode.
And,
Yes.
And then we're just going to say, you know what, I just don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very important, and again, in the process of doing your homework, some of the readings that you would take a look at and understand, you must bring your Social Security card or your Social Security number. That is very important. You will also have to input your address of location, and then there will need to be some reference to your 2012 tax return. And then another thing you have to that's very important on the form is, are you a smoker or are you not a smoker? And one thing that I'd really like to make reference to, and I've made reference to this in all of the interviews that I've had the ability to do or the opportunity to do, is you can't falsify any information, because once the first process of enrollment starts, which is going to be gathering your information, then that information is going to be sent in 6 different directions. And one of the directions that that's going to go, it's going to go to the IRS. So, you know, there's going to be a system, which there has to be, there's going to be a system of checks and balances in regards to the information. Because basically your information is going to be based on where you're going to fall and what type of either medicated expansion you're going to get or whether you're going to go into the marketplace. So we want to make sure that our listeners understand this has the ability to help so many people, but we have to make sure that everybody understands you want to give them the correct information.
And I think it's important to add that it is based on two things, your income and family size. And there's a lot of fraud starting to crop up out of, you know, insurance companies and what have you. Basically, on the website, when you go to healthcare, www.healthcare.gov, they are just asking you about your income and family situation. When you start getting people calling and saying, well, tell me about your health history and et cetera, then make sure the antennas go up and be aware. Because this is strictly just talking about, because again, part of the Affordable Care Act is saying you cannot be denied because of pre-existing conditions. So you want to be real careful and watchful of who you might be getting phone calls from. I got a letter from somewhere. It looked extremely official, government, U.S. government, and I go further, and they're starting to ask me about what kind of illnesses I've had in the past. That's when I knew, wait a minute.
Yes.
So be very careful, because there's some real tricky kinds of situations out there.
Yeah, and I can say for myself, I don't know what the numbers are, but I do know that when the scammers come, they always seem to want to pick on us older people.
Yeah, the elder seniors.
Yes, seniors, elders, all that. And I think that if we don't do it right, or, you know, the glitches need to be fixed and that kind of thing.
And they will.
But I think that people already are a little skeptical. So they need all the help they can get.
Correct.
And I'm sure that's what is happening.
And I think anything that's new, you have that uncertainty.
Yeah.
And one other comment I'd like to add to your question that you asked me, if there's going to be multiple people that are going to be involved in this, then you'll need to bring their social security numbers as well. Yeah, you'll need to bring it. So
in the household.
In the household.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your household, if you have some people that are going to be covered under your plan, whichever plan that may be, then you need to make sure that you will be able to input their social security numbers as well.
Right. Because
So come with your word.
Everyone in that household, could qualify. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a place that people can come and actually have a face-to-face on getting this done?
What I would say, and Deb, jump in anytime you want to, Allen Hospital is going to do a very good job of getting us out in the community. We are all trying to schedule appointments, but also Allen is scheduling appointments. And Allen right now is working on having some community-based opportunities for people to come in and listen to us put on our presentation. And I think if they're able to get in touch with us by the phone numbers that we'll give you, that you can get a hold of myself, Deb, and Tim, we will have that information. It would be on Allen's website, that information. And it's been in the papers a lot. We're trying to do a lot of things like what you're doing with your radio station. So I think the word will get out there. And again, I think that, again, falls under that category of doing your homework.
Right.
And again, we have our certified application counselors available that can meet with people today. Well, I should say today, but call today, make an appointment, and you can meet with Elisa Walker and Brenda Lewis. So
Okay.
that's your face-to-face too.
Boy, the time is going quickly. I wanted to ask a question. What is the plan that, the Iowa Health and Wellness Plan, does that fit in with this, or is that a separate entity?
The Iowa Health and Wellness Plan, it's really interesting because, first of all, everything is based on the Affordable Care Act. And what ended up happening is, which was very, very good, is each state was given the authority or the opportunity to devise a plan that's going to support the Affordable Care Act, but it's going to really help their constituents inside their state. So basically what the state of Iowa has done is when we talked a little bit about that 100% of the federal poverty level. The Iowa Health and Wellness Plan will help those people below the poverty level, 100% of the poverty level. And basically what that's going to do is give a lot of people that fall into that category an opportunity to really have very good, affordable health care. If they are falling, like we talked about, above the 100% poverty level, then that's when they go into that marketplace.
And Tony, if I could just jump in right there, and a lot of that, the Iowa Health and Wellness Plan is that's the Medicaid expansion.
Correct.
Those are the Iowa Cares people who currently have Iowa Cares generally.
Okay.
And so now we've just expanded to include more.
All right. Well, there you are. We are joined now by our ex-mayor.
Late ex-mayor.
Distinguished? Let's use that word. I like that word. I like that word.
Distinguished.
Distinguished.
Extinguished.
Well, let us try in the next couple of minutes to use this to wrap up, so to speak. I hope that this group will be back, or some other group will be coming into KBBG on a regular basis.
As long as you're having coffee and donuts, we're here.
Well, I'm sure Tony and Deb have covered the basics. You know, it's just important that folks understand, amongst all the noise out there, that this can be a very good thing. It's going to take patience, and it's going to take homework, Lou.
Yeah.
When we go to the website or get a paper application or call that 1-800 number, you know, miracles don't happen immediately. Number one, you establish an account, and then you do your homework, what fits best for you. When you establish an account, the federal government will get back to you and communicate and say, okay, here's what you're eligible for. Here's where we think you should go. Then you study and make choices, which plan, et cetera, et cetera. And if you do that by December 15th, your coverage is effective on January 1st. And so don't be expecting just one single visit. It'll take several visits.
It will take several, that's for sure. We're out of time.
I
So
like it.
sorry about that,
That was
because I
good.
think we're just getting started, so that means that you definitely will have to make a return. We want to thank Deborah Berry, Representative Deborah Berry, Tony DiCecco.
DiCecco. I go by Tony D.
Oh, Tony.
It's my DJ
Tony D.
name.
Okay, and former Mayor Tim Hurley. Unity Point Health from Allen Hospital. These persons are acting as advisors in the community, and so we are hoping that they will be returning at some time. If not the three of you, someone else. I think this has to be an ongoing situation because there's a lot of things to deal with
That's a
still.
great point.
And even though, you know, we made the start, but it's only a start. There are going to be people out there every time we talk about the computers and so forth. What about all those people? They're never going to go to a computer.
That's right.
You know, and what if people miss the deadline? Is there ever another time that if they don't do it by the 15th, that's it? If they haven't signed up?
They can sign up until March 31st without penalty, but if they
Yes.
miss that window, then they
Yes.
have to wait until next October.
Whoa, I hope they heard
And there
that.
will be a penalty, right.
I
That's
do
the main
hope they
thing.
heard that.
Mhm.
Well, we want to thank you for being here, and we can see that this is going to take up maybe a little bit more than people were ready for. So, but you are going to have to take it on yourself to try and get started, and if you can't, just call somebody and say,
Right.
I don't even know where to start. I hardly
That's the
know
good
where
thing.
to-"
There
Yeah.
is help available.
There's help
Right.
available.
Yeah, so
You know,
use
I
it.
need help, but you got to make sure that you ask for it.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being with us today. I hope that you have been encouraged.
Thank you.
Hope that the information will help you, just the three of you. Where's their number, Deb?
Oh,
Where's their-
definitely, let's give numbers. You can,
Yeah.
and we each have our own phone number, and you can call us right at Allen. I am at 235-3712.
Okay.
Tony's at 235-3713, and Tim is at 235-3714, area code 319.
Thank you very much, and I hope that those of you out there in radio land, call those numbers, use them, and they'll be able to help you. That's it for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm saying for
Thank
today.
you.